Good evening, boys and girls. Hi, how are you doing? Me? Oh, I'm fine. Really good. Yeah, pretty good. So, you know what?
What?
No. People in TV land. I think I can hear them now.
I think you're hearing the little voices in your head.
That's a joke, right?
Yeah, it's a joke.
Well, I know that there's some voices like Elisha had heard and Elisha had heard.
Okay, talk about them then.
Well, let me just say, even though that the Lord, he had sent prophets like Elijah and Elisha to the 10 tribes of Israel up there in the north, not many of those people, well, they were not really led back to the worship of the true God. They were just wandering off like little lost sheep. And most of them, they followed their wicked kings and worshiped their little idols. Bad luck. And without God's help, they became weaker and weaker. Yeah, feeble-minded. Yep. So finally, you know what happened? The mighty Assyrians, they came down and, well, you know them. They captured the king and took most of the Israelites back to their own country. Yeah, captives. Here we go again. They're just like back to being those,
Slaves?
yeah, in Egypt. What do you call that? Coming full circle?
Almost.
Well, these captive Israelites, they stayed in the cities of the Assyrians and they mixed with them. They became buddy-buddy and, oh, if you'll do it, I'll do it, and that kind of stuff. And if you say that, yeah, I'll agree to it. No. But anyway, after several years had passed, one could not tell who was an Israelite and who was an Assyrian. Oh boy. Birds of a feather, they kind of were flocking together. That's one of my sayings. I hope you understand it.
We do.
So, the 10 tribes of Israel, they were kind of just lost, it seemed, forever. It's sad to think that there's so many of God's people were too wicked for him to even let them stay in the land that he had given them. Ooh, easy peasy, not very thankful.
No, they weren't.
The tribes of Judah, and little Benjamin, I remember him when he was a baby in the story.
Keep going.
Well, little Benjamin's tribe, well, they had remained loyal to Solomon's son in Jerusalem, and even had some kings who even there started worshiping idols. Oh man, they were the last holdout. But they seemed to have some good kings who would serve the Lord too. Yeah, they were their last leg, man. These people of Judah were the people God planned. He planned to keep separate from the others as his chosen people. Although they were only a small part of the 12 tribes, things were dwindling. Yeah. They had served him in the beginning, but now it's getting scarce. This is beginning to sound sad.
Yeah, it is kind of.
Well, usually these 2 tribes, they were known simply as Judah, because, Judah was the big larger one. And sometimes this was just shorter. They shortened it to Jews. Oh, can I read that again? And sometimes they just shortened it to Jews. Their land was called Judea. Jesus was a Jewish family.
Yes, he was.
I'm getting closer, huh?
Yes, you are.
Oh, goody. After several wicked kings had ruled over Judah even? No. The nation was almost as bad as the 10 tribes who had been carried away. I'm losing hope.
Cheer up.
Then one of the wicked kings, he died. And his son, Hezekiah, well, he became king. And Hezekiah, he was not like his father. No. He did what was right before God. He must feel like a lone ranger.
He did.
He was one of the best kings Judah had. But you didn't appreciate him.
Probably not much.
While the evil kings had ruled the beautiful temple that, Solomon built, well, it had just kind of turned shabby and dirty. And the priests who had taken care of it, well, they had been made to leave, and no one came there to worship. It's kind of like one of those places on those TV shows. You know, those ancient cities that just got abandoned.
You might think like that.
Well, the first thing Hezekiah did when he became king was to open the doors of the temple and make them spring clean, everything. And when the priests went in, they found dirt and rubbish everywhere. Not surprising. But for 8 days, they cleaned and scrubbed until the altar and all the dishes used for the worship were ready to begin being used again. Will there be anybody in the courtyard to worship?
We'll find out.
Then Hezekiah and many of the people went to the temple and offered sacrifices. And the priests, they sang some of the songs even that David had written to praise God. Good thing you wrote them down because they aren't going to remember them. And everyone was thrilled to worship the Lord again. Although it was a little strange since, well, you know, they had not done it for so long. They probably didn't have really good rhythm, did they?
No, probably didn't.
That's okay. And then when King Hezekiah saw how good it was to serve the Lord, and that the people were willing to do it, he decided to observe Passover. I know that holiday.
Mm-hmm.
It was what got everything started.
Mm-hmm.
You remember at TV Land, you remember? That the Passover was the feast that reminded the Israelites of the way the Lord, you know, he passed over the night that they left Egypt. Yeah. And they ate that food, you know, the flatbread and stuff like that, because they were in a hurry. And they ate with their shoes on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Well, God had commanded them to eat the feast every year, but for many of those years, no one in Judah or Israel had remembered it. How can you forget your national holidays?
I don't know.
It'd be like going, oh, it's July 6th. We forgot July 4th. Yeah, you know, Independence Day. Huh, that'd be terrible. So Hezekiah, he sent letters all over the kingdom inviting the people to come to Jerusalem for the Passover feast. And then he invited those who were left of the 10 tribes up in the north. Boy, he's being extremely generous. But they would not come. Now, they're being not hospitable back. I used that word again. Did you notice that? However, the people in Judea, they did come, and they enjoyed the feast and the worship so much that they stayed a week longer, and they had intended. Uh-oh. That's called overstaying your welcome.
It was okay. It was all right.
Okay. So, because Hezekiah loved God and he tried to urge the people to worship him, you know, the little kingdom of Judah, it was kept safe during his reign. And even the Assyrians who were capturing all the nations around, they were stopped by an angel of the Lord when they tried to attack Jerusalem. Yeah. I guess their arrows just went the wrong way. Pew, pew, and stuff like that. Yeah. So, about the time, you know, that Hezekiah was trying to keep the Assyrians from attacking his land and people, he became oh no, not him. He's a good guy. He became sick. So sick that he was about to die. And a prophet of God named Isaiah. I know him.
Uh-huh.
He came to him and he said, get ready to leave your family and kingdom because the time has come for you to die. Whoa, he announced the death?
Mm-hmm.
So when Hezekiah, you know, poor little Hezekiah, he's not feeling so good now. Does he have coronavirus?
No. He was just getting old. It was time.
So when Hezekiah, when he heard this, he became very sad. And he turned away from Isaiah and the tears began to roll down his little cheeks. And he felt that his people really needed him a little while longer. We're talking months or years?
Years.
Okay, good. And so earnestly he began to pray, oh God, remember how I tried to be faithful and do what was right in your sight. Please let me live. Please let me live. And the Lord, well, you know, he hears. So he heard Hezekiah. And then Isaiah, who was still on his way home, he turned around back towards the palace. And Hezekiah, the Lord said to Isaiah. Yeah, he had to turn around, go back. No cell phones, remember? Tell him that I have heard him and seen his tears.
What was that?
They crying. And that I will make him get well. He will live another 15 years. Cool. If you cry, you mean God gives in if you cry?
You got to do it with sincerity.
Oh, okay. No fake crying then. So surely enough, in 3 days Hezekiah was well enough to go to the temple and worship. And for another 15 years, he ruled over Judah. Yeah. He was very rich and happy, and the people honored him as the best king Judah had ever had. But he's kind of like a lame duck.
What's that?
It's a bird saying. You gotta look it up. Because he knew he was on his way out, man. He knew it. They knew it. Time is running out. Tick, 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 tick.
But?
Enjoy what you got. That's what I'm learning. Enjoy what you got while you got it.
Okay.
So, okay, kiddies. There was kind of not so much of a people lesson tonight.
Not so much, no.
More like a group lesson.
Yeah.
Who's the next person I get to read about?
Well, how about some captives?
Oh, captives of Babylon. Oh, okay, good. I like that one then. Okay, kitties, snuggle down. Pull your covers up. And dream about birdies.